Let's go, guys. It's your boy Crazy Faith the God in the building. You already know. Happy Tuesday, bringing you nothing but blessings and peace and abundance. Getting ready to drop a quick value today. Today's topic is actually going to be the power of your word, right? The power of your word. So let's dive into this, right? So, what happens when you don't keep your word, right? When you tell God something that you're going to do, when you tell yourself something that you're going to do and you don't keep your word, what happens, right? You feel a disconnection, you feel regret, you feel like you let God down. And most importantly, you feel like you let yourself down, right? So, we have to always be mindful of staying true to our word, right? Our word is the foundation, right? Our word is the foundation to a better life, right? When we don't have our foundation and when we don't have our word, we begin to fall. We begin to decline, right? We don't get to stand in the light with God, right? It's like you're being weakened, right? But when you keep your word and you got that solid foundation, you're able to stand with God. You're able to live with God, right? And this is something that we have to be mindful of, right? Because our word is everything. Our word is where we're going to stand, is where we're going. Our word is what is going to get us to the promised land. Our word is everything when it comes to God. And He's watching our word. He's watching to see if we're going to keep our word and if we're going to be a man of integrity, a woman of integrity, right? That's everything. Because without our word, it's no foundation. It's gonna be your foundation will fall, right? So we got to be mindful of the foundation, right? We got to be mindful of the foundation that our word is built upon, right? And a lot of people are not keeping their word. A lot of people are compromising, right? And you see what kind of life they're living. Look at the person that compromised, see what kind of life they're living, and then look at the person that's not compromising, that's staying true to his words, to his dreams and his goals. See what kind of life they're living. It's the two different types of life, right? We got to be mindful of this. We got to be mindful of our word and how powerful our word is, right? Because at the end of the day, it all depends on your word. It's how strong your house is going to stand. If you don't have a solid foundation, if your word is not on a solid foundation, your house will fall, right? And then you're gonna have to pass that test over again. You're gonna have to pass the test over again, right? So, and then once you keep your word, you're able to see what's on the other side. Once you keep your word and you pass the test of keeping your word, is a stronger sense of confidence, is a stronger sense of trust within yourself and God. It's a stronger, peaceful. You can enjoy life a lot better. You have more peace. You can enjoy life a lot better, and you kept your word. That's the most fulfilling feeling that you could ever have from keeping your word. Like that's big right there. A lot of people don't keep their word, right? And that's all we have is our word. But if you're struggling with this and you want to strengthen keeping in your word, you could just start by saying to God, help me to come up higher in this area. I can't do this by myself. I can't do it by myself. I could only do it through God, right? I can only do it through God. I can't do this by myself. I even had to say that, right? Because God knows how powerful it is. God knows that, right? So you got to keep your word no matter what. No matter what the situation is, no matter what is being put in your life, you got to keep your word because that's how you're going to stand. If you don't keep your word, you're not going to have a solid foundation, right? You're going to walk through life weak. You're going to walk through life weak and not have a solid foundation. But once you keep your word and you have that solid foundation, now you could push through. You could make more business moves. You could have a clear sense of mind. You could actually see what God is doing because you're keeping your word. But the moment you don't keep your word, your vision gets blurry. you become weak. It's not a solid foundation. You can't go through you can't move through life like that. You would never get anywhere if you're not keeping your solid foundation. You would never move through life like that, right? You got to keep that solid foundation because that's the solid foundation that's going to allow you to go to the promised land, right? That's the solid foundation that's going to allow you to get to your promised land, right? You got to be mindful of this, right? We got to be mindful of this. There's so many benefits when it comes to keeping your word. People trust you more. You help people to come up higher and elevate them and impact them to do the same. But the moment that you don't keep your word is when everything falls. It's when everything falls, right? It's when everything falls. We got to be mindful to keep our word every single day. And our word is going to get tested every single day just to see if we're worthy of that promise. So if you're getting tested, keep on going, keep passing the test, showing God that you're worthy, right? You got to prove to him. It's all action. There's no more talking. He don't want to hear you talk. He want to see that action. He want to see those actions be put to work, right? You got to take those actions each and every single day, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, right? Because what lies on the other side is really big. What lies on the other side is really big, right? You God's highest form of creation. There's greatness within you. You got to develop yourself. You got to live from within. I think that's gonna be my next topic: living from within. There's so much power, so much life from within. The moment you go take your attention from the inner world and you go outer world, it's just like it's dead. It's like it's dead out here. It's dead out here. But when you put your attention to the inner world, you have so much life, so much peace. You know what? I'm gonna save that for another video. But it's all about keeping your word. It's all about keeping your word. If we don't got the word, man, we will never make it far. And I say that to enlighten you. I say that to make you aware of how powerful your word is. Right? So if you're not keeping your word and you want to keep your word, ask God to come up higher. Hey, God, help me come up higher in my word. Help me to keep my word. And I guarantee you, He will give you the strength the next time that challenges come to keep your word. I guarantee you. I guarantee you if you ask him. Because remember, we can't do things in our own strength. If it's too hard for you, then that means you need God. And he wants us to need him. He wants us to lean into him. That's why he's there. When you think you could do it in your own strength, in your own power, you're cursed. When you think you could do things in your own power and your own strength, you will be cursed and you will get defeated. That's why he wants us to rely on him and his power, because he has the power to get you through it. And once you rely on him, you start seeing you passing the test and you coming up higher. Why? Because you asked. It's his spirit in you. He can release that power anytime he wants. His spirit is in you. He has the control to release the power. But you got to be willing to ask him, to humble yourself, to surrender, to ask him. He's not just going to give it to you, right? You got to ask him. You got to seek him. You got to be humble. You got to be humble. The power of humility is growth. The power of humility is growth. That's powerful right there. I'm gonna do a video on that too. The power of humility is growth. So much growth. But we gotta be humble, right? So with that being said, I hope you guys took a lot of value today. I'm gonna leave you guys with this, man. You know, just keep growing, keep giving it your all. If you get knocked down, get back up. It's not over. Sometimes you gotta get forward to get back up, to fall, to get back up, to become stronger and to learn and grow. And but don't give up. You can't give up. It's not an option, right? You fall, you get back down. You fall, you get back. You're just getting stronger. That's all it is, right? That's all it is. Trust me, I've been there. I've done that, and I'm getting stronger each and every single day. Right. So with that being said, it's your boy Crazy Faith to God on the way out. Let's grow. Let's become 1% better each and every single day. Enjoy. Have a blessed Tuesday, and have a abundant and grateful day. Let's grit it. Let's go.